This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Baseball's greatest international spectacle returns to Miami. The World Baseball Classic comes to Lone Depot Park in March 2026, bringing the planet's top baseball talent under one roof. Witness MLB superstars represent their countries in this thrilling tournament. Miami kicks off the tournament with a star-studded round one featuring the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and more. Get a Marlins membership to secure exclusive priority access for this sellout event. More information at marlins.com/WBC.
This is ESPN 1063's Mike Rizzo, and recently I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Curtis J. Keppert. Dr. Keppert is an orthopedic surgeon who specializes with injuries in the shoulder, elbow, and knee. And Dr. Keppert loves getting an athlete back to 100% and where they need to be.
Just their desire to get back to, the thing that they love to do, and taking them through a low point when somebody gets an injury, and when it is, especially when it's a surgical problem, they know maybe an ACL, they're going to be dealing with this for a year before they can get back, and just taking them through that low point, fixing the problem, and then guiding them through that recovery, and then you see them back out there playing, and it's the best feeling ever.
That's Dr. Curtis J. Keppert with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. For physician referral, call 866-654-2362 or go online to pbhnphysiciangroup.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, John Morant. Ain't no fun when the Thunder got the gun.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is Emotion Monday, April 21st. It is Theoretically Speaking. It is your boy, Theo Dorsey. We are fresh off of game ones of round one of the NBA postseason. It is underway. Finally, the season starts. Finally, that time on the calendar when we know for sure most of everybody that's playing on the hardwood gives a damn about the outcome. They're going all out for it. They see the Larry O'Brien trophy out there in front of them, and they want to go grasp it. Everybody except for those in the Grizzlies uniform. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. And on this Motion Monday, C-Cat, was there enough motion in your Easter weekend? Was there enough motion in your Easter weekend that has you feeling full, has you feeling delighted, has you feeling ready to go on this Motion Monday?
I didn't do anything all weekend, I'll be honest. It was a weekend of watching television, whether it was golf, whether it was basketball, whether it was wrestling. I didn't move the cat residence unless I absolutely positively had to, and that was to pick up takeout.
Well, how did that go? Was the pickup fine? Any awkward lane changes trying to get to the restaurant? Did they give you all of your ingredients? They forget the sauce?
I got a couple of e-gift cards from previous encounters with takeout restaurants, but no glaring issues except for one. I took a chance, tried a new gimmicky takeout pizza item, and it didn't go well. So, I learned my lesson. I'm going to go back to the basics and stick to what I know.
So what was the event for that you ordered this, gimmicky pizza for? And was it just you and your girlfriend that enjoyed it, or did you have to share it with others, this mistake that you had there?
Me and the girlfriend.
Just y'all.
I was in the position to provide. I'm normally the one who has to make the decision on dinner. I took the chance, and I let both of us down. It was tough on Sunday night. I ordered the pizza gimmick item for WrestleMania. She wasn't watching WrestleMania, but that was for me for that special event. She was watching Gilmore Girls on her iPad.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. So it was just you that suffered through that.
And we both ate the really bad pizza.
Yeah.
So we suffered through that.
Did it mess up your WrestleMania viewing experience?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What was the flavor?
It was this pull-apart cheese thing that had ranch on it. Yeah, it was bad.
That sucks.
It did suck.
You know what sucked worse?
What?
The Grizzlies. The Grizzlies' effort. Did you see the final score? I mean, if this was WrestleMania was Sunday, right?
It was Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Main event Sunday?
I mean, they had main events both nights.
Oh, well, you can tell I know nothing about WrestleMania. I know a lot about the NBA, and one thing I do know is when you lose 131-80, like the Memphis Grizzlies did at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder, I do believe it might be time for Adam Silver to step in and just call it. Just absolutely call it. Game 1 of round 1 of the NBA playoffs. You never want to take too much from this one data point. But today we're going to be doing some overreactions out of round 1 of the NBA postseason. And before I get to what happened in the Warriors and Rockets games, because I have a firing, blazing hot take coming out of that win for the Warriors, I must start with the absolutely incredulous lack of effort we got out of the Grizzlies and the pure dominance from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Again, I said that right, 131-80. The Grizzlies, I know that these points don't carry over into the next game. I know it only counts for one win for the Thunder, but after Oklahoma City wrapped up this regular season, CCAT, with the largest point differential in the history of the league, after the Grizzlies limped into the playoffs, fired their head coach, and Ja Morant, the person that's supposed to be the star, the one that sets the stage for the franchise, the one who was supposed to be the leader of this organization, Ja Morant did everything within his own wheelhouse, within his own possibilities to try and get suspended by the NBA. Like, it just feels like he was playing with fire almost on purpose. The Grizzlies gave up on their season. The only reason why they made it into the playoffs as the 8th seed is because, well, the Mavericks gave up on their season a little earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nico Harrison put them in a position, trading away Luka, that tanked their season, whereas the Grizzlies were a 2 seed at one point and fell all the way down into the play-in based on their own internal results, not even a trade. I do believe, as the Thunder are the odds-on favorite, not odds-on favorite, but they have the shortest odds to win the NBA championship this year. They are the 1 seed in the West. They've been one of the most dominant teams in modern basketball. I do believe maybe if you're Adam Silver and you care about the product that you put on television, that you subject viewers to, and you care about the health of one of your youngest and brightest teams and one of the budding maybe dynasties, right? Dare I say dynasty, that the Thunder could be on the precipice of, I think Adam Silver should just jump off the top rope, similar to WWE, do something a little bit off the beaten path and say, hey, you know what? The Grizzlies don't give a damn about this series. The fans don't care about it as much either. Let's just go ahead and call it. OKC, you get the rest of the second round. You get the winner of the Clippers and the Clippers. Who are the Clippers playing again, damn it? The Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Who, by the way, that was a great win. I forget because it was Saturday and there was so much action Sunday. That was a great win and a great closing act by the Nuggets in that one. Russell Westbrook in the corner, getting it done from 3. He almost punted the game away a little later, but forget about that. That's the Russ experience. You get the good with the bad. I didn't want to veer off into that. I want to get back to this. Silver, I'm calling you. I'm calling you, Adam Silver. Pick up. I don't even
What?
That's Adam Silver asking me, what do I want? I want you to end that series right now. It's over with.
Yeah, who loses if you end the series right away, right now?
You might, if you're the Thunder, if you're Coach Dagenau, you might like, we might, I don't want to be too rusty. I don't want to our guys to get a little too restless because if you look at the Clippers and Nuggets, the way that game went, that's probably going to be a 6 or 7 game series that goes back and forth. The Nuggets are the home team. They get the home court advantage there. They were able to squeeze out a win in the end. It would not surprise me if the Clippers split and get game 2, and then they probably split back in LA as well. And this is a 6 or 7 game series. That's going to be a team. Whoever comes out of that series is going to be battle tested. They're going to be in a great form. Maybe they're a little bit fatigued, but at the very least, they're going to be like a lot more cohesive and ready for action. If you're the Thunder, you're young. You're not necessarily worried about injuries. You're more so trying to get your guys more playoff reps and more playoff experience, but this is not a playoff series. The Grizzlies are not a playoff team.
Counterpoint. John Moran said the Grizzlies will not play as bad as they did yesterday.
Wait. Hold on a second. C-Cat. Did John Morant go out on a limb and actually from his own lips, from his own mouth, did he go out on a limb and say that the Grizzlies won't play as poorly as they did in a game in which they trailed by 30 at the half and still somehow got outscored by 20 in the second half? Is that what happened? Are you telling me that?
Yes, he made that guarantee.
Wow. Well, then I got to believe him. You know, why would I not take John Morant for his word? So they lost by 51 yesterday. Are they going to lose by 50 tomorrow?
Not on John Morant's watch.
49?
It won't be as bad as yesterday. So you can set your watch to it.
What constitutes is not as bad?
I think trailing by, at one point, 60 points in the NBA playoffs. I think that what constitutes.
Did you see like some of the stuff out of it? So I was...
No, because I like my life, and I don't want to waste valuable minutes on a game that is a 40-point difference that's getting worse by the minute.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the most efficient, and he had one of the best scoring seasons from a guard. Led the league, right? 32 points a game. Had one of the most efficient scoring seasons from a guard since Michael Jordan. He was that prolific of a scorer from the guard spot. He had only 15 points. He had 15 points against if you're the Grizzlies and you have Shai having 15 points on 13 shots. He shot 30% from the field, 1 for 7 from deep. You have to feel like, all right, that is our route to a victory. Nobody on the Thunder scored over 21 points. Okay, maybe we had ourselves a chance. We had to be fighting. We had to be clawing. We had to be in this thing. No. You had the bad Shai game. I think the lowest scoring output on the season from Shai, and you still got your ass kicked. What are we doing? We should not have to play. Here's my only thing: if I'm the Thunder, at the very least, I'm gonna bench Chet Holmgren for the rest of the series.
You do not want to take any unnecessary risks with the health of your stars. Absolutely not.
The only thing I'm watching for in the rest of the series is the health of the Thunder. That's it. We're obviously not going to get any kind of effort out of the Grizzlies. We're not going to get any kind of fight back. This might end up being the most historically lopsided series in the history of the NBA. And I don't even say this as a criticism of the Grizzlies themselves. I think they're ready for vacation. I think if Adam Silver had an opt-out, an option for the Grizzlies to opt out of this postseason series, there's a good chance that if they huddled up in the locker room and took a team vote, they might say, yeah, let's go home.
You've seen it in Pee Wee football. Like, we're going to wave the white flag on this. Like, kids are getting hurt. The talent differential just isn't fun for anybody.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get their ego bruised, and this could only lead to bad things. It's a mercy rule.
Roberto Duran against Sugar Ray Leonard, right? This is the second fight. The first fight, Roberto Duran won. Second fight, Sugar Ray made him quit in the boxing ring. No mas. Made him say no mas, waved his hands, went to his corner, and said, I'm good. That dude is tearing me up. And again, I can relate to Roberto Duran. As somebody who was taking some hits from Sugar Ray Leonard, I understand why he quit. Why can't the Grizzlies do the same thing?
So this is one game of a possible 7-game series.
It's not a possible 7-game series.
We're obviously not going to see more than I'm not going to give them a win. So I'm going to say we're not going to see more than 4 or 5 games in this series. What did you learn about that? Is this a bigger problem than just these two teams being mismatched, or is there something else at play? Is there a flaw in the NBA that has this happen?
Well, the play-in tournament is flawed. I don't know how to fix it, but it is flawed. The fact that none of the teams outside of the Warriors, I can make this declarative statement here because we're going to do game 1 overreactions today. One of my game 1 overreactions is Adam Silver should call this series early. We need to write something into the new collective bargaining agreement or something to get the hell out of this because nobody deserves to be subjugated to Marvin Bagley being the leading scorer for the Grizzlies with 17 points. Like Aaron Wiggins, 21 points. That was the Grizzly killer yesterday. My number one thing in this series before somebody gets hurt and unnecessarily, my number two thing is, though, like, outside of the Warriors, who made it out of the play-in and are likely going to beat the Rockets in the opening round here. And again, I have a strong take on what I feel about this Golden State team because they are angling for something special. Outside of them, between the other teams that have made it in, the other play-in teams, the Grizzlies, the Heat, and the Magic, combined between those three teams, maybe one win. Maybe one win. And it ain't coming from the Grizzlies, so it's either the Heat or the Magic that are going to steal one in the Eastern Conference. It's a waste of time, these series that we have coming from these play-in teams outside of the Warriors. The play-in is built for teams like the Warriors who are better post-trade deadline, who made a huge shift in their roster, and they fought themselves back into playoff contention, and they make it. This is the good that comes from the play-in. The bad that comes is an uncompetitive Heat team who's going to get they're going to get dragged all over the floor against the Cleveland Cavaliers game in and game out because they do not have a number one option on offense and they don't have an answer for the guards that the Cavs have. Donovan Mitchell, Ty Jerome, and Darius Garland combined for 85 points. 3 guards, 85 points, and it's because you're not playing Davion Mitchell enough, but you're also like an unserious playoff team if you're the Heat. The Magic had nobody outside of Paolo Banchero could score for the Magic. I think they only had like 22 points in the paint all game long against the Celtics that just dominated. They toyed with them. It was never really competitive. The play-in teams, outside of the Warriors who will win their series, maybe between the three of those other teams combined one win, and I'd be shocked if it happens.
So should it just be the end-of-season NBA records, 1 through 8 in the East and the West, where the 7 seeds automatically in, the 8 seeds automatically in?
Maybe you just play in for the 8 seed, and maybe the 7 seed should be auto in. That's maybe a better fix because, again, I just don't like a team like the Heat that they're the first ever. And again, we know now the Miami Heat are the greatest play-in team of all time. The Miami Heat are just that spectacular. You can't stop them. When they get into play-in, I mean, there's who better than the Heat in a one-off situation with very little promise on the other side. Yeah. They were the 10 seed. There's a reason why they were a 10 seed, and they're playing in the postseason now like a team that earned the 10 seed in the East.
Yeah, they had 82 chances to prove that they were better than the 10th best team in the East, and they didn't.
They weren't. They should be in the lottery.
I think I go more radical with overreaction from one game of these NBA playoffs and all these series. We just have too many teams. It's not that we have the wrong teams in. It's that there's too many teams in the playoffs. And I think we're just seeing the product of the regular season bleed into the postseason where, like, it's just de-incentivizing it.
Yeah. Or too many games. It's too many teams or too many games.
I think, both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Look, take a lot away. Take a lot. There's a lot of, you could trim the fat on the NBA right now and get a better product.
And we went into the weekend saying, let's just enjoy the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's table everything that's wrong with the NBA. And we'll get back to that when we get into regular season, off-season conversation. But, yeah, there's just too many teams in the NBA playoffs. I think that's fair to say. If you take away teams, you more incentivize the games that are being played in the regular season because you got to put your foot on the gas to be in the top 6 of your conference. Like, those games matter so much more because you got to win a lot more games to still have a fighting chance, and you can't put yourself in a hole like the Warriors did and still have the play-in tournament to fall back on because as long as we make it into the dance, there's pros and cons to everything. Because, yes, if our task and our test is harder in the first round, I mean, that's still an easier path after we pass that test. The Warriors have championship DNA. They have championship aspirations. We're going to hear from Jimmy Butler later on the show about how highly they think of themselves. So if they can't beat the Houston Rockets, well, then they don't have any business being NBA champions.
Right.
But now they have an easier path if they do get past this 2 seed in the first round.
The Warriors are very, and I'm glad you transitioned us into that. How about this? We don't wait to hear from the man himself, Jimmy Butler, who is obviously a defect from the Miami Heat, but he is still a player who I hold near and dear to my heart, and I'm rooting for him and the Warriors to get a championship. Let's take a listen from him following last night's win, the upset. The Warriors taking down the Rockets in Houston, 95-85. Jimmy had 25 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, and 5 steals. This is still the playoff Jimmy that we knew from the past 5.5 years in a Heat jersey. Now he's just surrounded by better talent. Here's Jimmy Butler following the game, talking about Steph Curry and the prospects of the Warriors doing the unthinkable.
Like I always say, Batman comes out of nowhere. You never see him coming, then he just falls from the sky, from a building, behind the door, and does some incredible things, man. He's going to be the reason that we do win it all. We all know that, but we got to protect him at all costs.
He's talking about Curry there. Curry, who obviously is the straw that stirs the drink.
37 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's a kind of a shame, and it obviously built his character. But if Steph Curry existed maybe from now going forward, or maybe 20 years ago, because LeBron James is the man who defies all age.
Yeah.
Steph's doing just a little bit less than LeBron in terms of that X factor to him, but he's also an alien.
He is. He honestly, his ability to also be in such great shape, because the way that Steph is defying odds as a small guard who's able to have longevity to the back end of his career, a lot of people assume it's just because he shoots it extremely well. He's the greatest shooter of all time. That's why he's still relevant today. No, he's also in excellent shape, and he runs miles and miles. When they pull out the NBA tracker data and they look at players that run and are in motion the most and run the most miles per game, like Steph is generally in the top 10, top 5 in that category, and that is not tailed off. His ability to relocate without the ball and find open spots to help create either more spacing for guys like Jimmy and Draymond to attack and play make, or to create enough space for himself to get a jump shot off, which generally goes in. It's impeccable. Like, Stephen Curry can probably play the game, especially the way he plays it, for another 6 years, and we would barely see anything deteriorate. The only thing I would have concerns about is whether or not he would be too much of a liability on defense at some point.
You know, the 6 years of the NBA, and then we go on over to the Big Three, and Ice Cube gets to enjoy some Steph Curry.
No. Steph needs to go to the PGA Tour.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Steph needs to go to the PGA Tour when he's done. But before he gets done, I have something to say about this iteration of the Golden State Warriors. This team. Forget about him at 43 years old. How about Steph right now at 37 years old and what Steve Kerr has in front of him? The Warriors are going to beat the Rockets. I think they made that clear. It was a declarative statement last night. A huge win. They stayed in control for most of the game. The Rockets got out early. The Warriors bounced back. And between Steph and Jimmy, they had just enough offense to eclipse the Rockets, who only mustered up 85 points at home. The Warriors are going to get out of this series. How many games? I don't know. What I do know is after the Warriors find their way past the Rockets, they get the winner of the Timberwolves and the Lakers. Both teams, I feel like the Warriors are perfectly constructed to get by. That won't be that much of an issue. It might go 5, 6, 7 games, sure. Like it's going to be a competition. The Warriors should be favored in either one or against either one of those teams in the second round. And then the question is, do they have the juice left in the tank to handle the Oklahoma City Thunder? I think we should be talking a little bit higher about this Golden State Warriors team. I think that this is the best team, the most talented team we've ever seen Jimmy Butler play on, and that's going a little bit undersold. I also think that this is not the best team, clearly, that the Warriors have had, that Steve Kerr has coached up, but it's better than the last one that won a championship for Golden State. Like, I think we can all agree that Jimmy Butler is an upgrade from what Klay Thompson was at that point. Between Klay and Andrew Wiggins, he gives you a little bit of both, not the shooting of Klay, but the high-level defense that you got from a perimeter guard that Klay used to give you in those early Warriors runs, plus the half-court offense he's able to create in big moments. On defense, he's a free safety still picking pockets left and right, 5 steals in a game against the Rockets. They have strong guard play. They have strong guards. He still was able to muster up 5 steals, sometimes just prying the ball away or jumping passing lanes, creating more opportunities for offense. This Warriors team is constructed to make a unprecedented run in the West, and it will be likened to what the Heat were able to do when they got to the finals against the Denver Nuggets. What was the driving force of that? Excellent shooting from the Heat when they made their way out of the play-in, but also Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy is still the playoff Jimmy that we knew from the past 5.5 years in a Heat uniform, This is the best talent he's been surrounded by, and this is part of the reason why I'm more critical of the Heat for not building and getting enough guys in there to give Jimmy the adequate help so that they can win a title than I am critical of Jimmy, who is saying, hey, I only got 2 or 3 more years of this. I want y'all to either give me the financial stability or build a contender around me. The Heat said, we ain't going to pay you, and we also ain't going to get you no help. Jimmy said goodbye. And look at where he's landed. In the perfect landing spot to end his career with Steph, with Draymond Green, 2 guys that he really believes in, 2 guys that he is very tightly knit with, and he has a lot of appreciation for. And if you don't believe me, again, take another listen. I want to hear Jimmy Butler again in his own words when asked about why he was so, he was almost dumbfounded after one of those Steph shots, and you know which one I'm talking about, falling out of bounds, landing in a fan's lap afterwards, but draining a 3. Here's Jimmy's response, and listen to how glowingly he talks about Steph.
Like I always say, Batman comes out of nowhere. You never see him coming, then he just falls from the sky, from a building, behind the door, and does some incredible things, man. He's going to be the reason that we do win it all. We all know that, but we got to protect him at all costs.
He's calling Steph Batman. I'm calling the Warriors the newly minted favorites out of the West. I look at Hard Rock Bet. They're plus 1,500. They have the 4th shortest odds to win the NBA title, but they have the 2nd shortest odds out of the West. The favorites altogether, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and rightfully so. But I do believe the Warriors are going to prove, game in and game out, series in and series out, they are actually the team that is best built to win a title out of the West. And look, if you don't believe me, just take a look at what Jimmy did over the past 5.5 years and look at that last Warriors title run and tell me if this team is better than either of those. And I would say yes. What is your game 1 overreaction from the NBA playoffs? What has you saying things you never thought you would utter from your mouth? Let me know, because I just said that, and I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it for a good reason, too. I think Jimmy's got a little bit more to prove, and he still is hungry for that first title. Steph, by the way, can get number 5 and really take a stranglehold on LeBron's era in the NBA. It might turn into Steph's era. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Give me your game 1 of the playoffs overreaction. Maybe you're in the Stanley Cup postseason. Maybe you want to tell me your game 1 overreaction from that. I'm open. I'm down to hear you. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Join the fun. Join the fun on Emotion Monday here on Theoretically Speaking. 888-760-3776. Call. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Game 1 overreactions. You know, teams in the NBA for the first round alone, teams that win game 1 in the first round of the NBA playoffs go on to win the series 79.4% of the time. It's a large sector of data there, right? It's like over 280 games, and teams that win game 1 pretty much have a 4 out of 5 chance of winning the series. On the flip side of that, that means if you drop game 1, your odds are stacked against you. Later in the show, we talk about which teams have the best shot to climb back from the 0-1 hole and also who's most desperate for a game 2 win. We got a couple of game 2s tonight in the NBA to lock in on. The Pistons taking on the Knicks. I can't believe what happened in that one. That's a 7:30 tip-off. How do you fumble the bag like that if you're Detroit? We'll see how they bounce back tonight. And then a 10 o'clock tip-off, Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm also very intrigued with how the Clippers try and swipe one away. They almost had that one in Denver. Did you hear Russ Westbrook, CCAT, talk about how the steal he got on the inbounds against Harden? He said, yo, I know that play because I was in the Clippers uniform last year.
Wow.
Right? I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I also loved what Russell Westbrook said his self-proclaimed job was in a Nuggets uniform.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later, too.
Let's do that. Let's do it. More NBA playoffs talk on the other side. Hey, drop in with some Stanley Cup stuff as well, y'all. If you're a Stanley Cup playoff fan, if you're a Cat fan, give me some heat. We'll be rocking with it. It's Emotion Monday. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
Let's go to the Rapids. Go splash, go wild, go together. With over 40 water slides and family-friendly fun, there's something for everyone. Right now, save up to 45% off tickets and season passes. Upgrade and get unlimited visits and free parking all summer long. Experience the all-new Mega Mayhem, Florida's first dueling water coaster. Hurry, this offer ends April 30. Rapids, South Florida's largest water park. Let's go.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
The powers that be want you to believe that sunspots are interfering with our signal from ESPN Radio. Little flares from 93 million miles away, disrupting the feed of my station? Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Oh, sure, scientists say solar storms mess with satellites, right when I'm a... Bill Belichick? Forget it. Tune in before sunrise when we're immune to the sun's so-called harmful rays. Wake up with Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3 before the sun starts its daily attack.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We're getting tell-alls out of Dallas. Another Tim McMahon story on the after effects from the Luka trade. This time last year, the Dallas Mavericks were gearing up for what would be a NBA Finals run. They were opening up the first round. They were in great glee and joy and good spirits. Jason Kidd coaching up Luka Doncic. Everything was rounding into form there. Kyrie Irving was popping. Nowadays, Irving is sidelined. The whole team is sidelined because they got bounced in the final play-in game against the Grizzlies, and maybe that's for the best because we don't have to see them answer any questions in interviews anymore, and all we're getting is tell-alls from the outside looking in. This is going to be a historically upsetting year for Dallas Mavericks fans. We got ourselves a get around here, man. Huge topics all around the world of sports, including the place where we're starting today, and I'm excited to talk about this because somebody talking down on my quarterback. Let's ride. You speak ill of Cam Ward, and I catch wind of it, and you're going to catch some fire. I don't care if you're a teammate or not. C-Cat, first stop here.
Next stop. We stop in the Seaport Studios where ESPN is.
It better not be Evan Cohen.
It's not Evan Cohen.
All right, making sure.
It's the next best thing. It's Mike Greenberg. Greeny went on Get Up today and was thinking about the NFL draft and saw that there's a clear number one and a clear number two in terms of this year's quarterback class. Of course, your guy, Cam Ward, is pretty much guaranteed to go number one overall, and Shedeur Sanders is the number two in that delineation. But Mike Greenberg said, hold your horses, folks. Don't think poorly of Shedeur Sanders. In fact, don't even pity Shedeur Sanders. We've got history to look back on.
Here's the deal. No one knows for certain what is going to happen on Thursday night, but the overwhelming expectation is that Cam Ward is going to be the first quarterback drafted and Shedeur Sanders is not. And what will likely follow, especially if Sanders waits a while to hear his name called, is a chorus of sympathy that might just be aimed at the wrong player. You see, the draft is just one night. And after that comes the stuff that really matters. And recent history tells us the best thing that can happen to a quarterback is to not be the first one selected in his class. Just last year, Jaden Daniels was the second off the board. He had the best rookie season ever. It surpassed the one from 1 year before that when C.J. Stroud was the second quarterback picked. And wait, there's much more. The last 8 NFL MVPs have all been quarterbacks. Do you know how many of those were the first quarterback in their class? 0. There were 9 quarterbacks who started off games last year for the team that drafted them. They are Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Stroud, and Daniels, plus Bonus, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Jordan Love. Of those 9, exactly 0 were the first quarterback selected in their class.
So, Theo, you are the number one Cam Ward supporter. You would buy all the stock if you could in that player.
Yeah.
Who's going to have more wins in the first 5 games of their first 5 years of their career?
Yeah.
Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders.
Cam Ward. That was easy. Wow. Hey, can you ask a question? I love how easy these questions are on this show. I wish, when I was taking the SAT back in the day, trying to get into college, I wish they were this simple. I'm looking at one guy who took Miami from laughingstock to best team in the ACC despite what they did on the back end of the schedule. I'm looking at a guy who was a Heisman finalist in a place where we have not seen good quarterback play since, who would I pick? I guess Malik Rozier had a good year, a little good run there. I don't want to hate on the guy. What I'll say is this, though. Cam Ward is different. The Titans are not the perfect organization, but they're definitely not the Browns, right? There's room for some kind of consistency there. There's a new regime in charge there. We saw Mike Vrabel recently be successful with that organization. I got faith that they won't drive Cam into the ground. And also, I have almost zero faith in some of the franchises that are rumored to be going all in on Shedeur Sanders. The Giants, why would I believe that a team that has 2 desperate people in 2 of the most important positions, head coach and general manager, why would I believe that would be a good situation for a rookie quarterback? Okay, how about the Cleveland Browns? I don't even have to. You don't have to say anything about the Browns. You just have to say the Browns drafted a quarterback, and you can assume that things are not going to go well. That's just like the history of time.
Yeah, the burden of suspicion.
Yeah, they have the burden of suspicion for sure. And that's no shot to Andrew Berry. It's no shot to who I presume to go number 2 overall, Travis Hunter to the Cleveland Browns. Things can change, but I haven't seen them change. In fact, they went and got Deshaun Watson, and he got worse somehow. I just don't see how there's a world in which you can be optimistic about Shedeur having more wins through the first 5 years than Cam Ward, unless there's one spot Shedeur goes to where I say he will win, and it won't be because he's better than Ward. It's because the situation is best, and you probably can guess it.
What's that?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Fair enough.
He goes there, then yeah. Outside of Shedeur Sanders going to the Steelers, Cam Ward will have more wins in his first 5 seasons. He likely makes the playoffs in year 2. He turns the Titans organization around. And if they do a good job, if Callahan is a good coach and they can do a good job of surrounding him with the proper talent, getting a good defense behind him, I'm confident things work out. That division, very gettable. The Texans are the big dogs, but they're young. And also, look at the Jags. You look at the Colts. Not very afraid of much of anything that they have going on, both operations.
Now, banking on the Titans competing, I guess they did with kind of so-so quarterback play in the Tannehill years. Yeah, I mean, running the football, fundamentals, but how much is that to credit their head coaching at that moment? It's not the same guy who's there now. Variable's gone.
Yeah.
You trust Callahan and you trust a rookie quarterback because that rookie quarterback is Cam Ward?
I trust Callahan as an offensive line guy. Like, he's got his pops over there working that angle. I trust him to be able to protect Cam Ward the same way that Miami did. And he had an extreme amount of success.
Where would you put Cam Ward if he was in last year's quarterback class?
I would put him, that's a good one. Definitely above Bo Nix and Michael Penix and J.J. McCarthy. So probably third. I put him right behind Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Not right behind him. There's a little bit of a gap, but yeah, I put him right there.
Okay. Sometimes years are different. You might think about a quarterback differently just because he's the best we have this year versus organizational transforming talent.
I'm looking at a guy, again, you could say what you want about previous number 1 picks and how other quarterbacks have been good. Look at Carson Palmer in 03. He was the best. He was number 1 overall. Look at Mike Vick in 01. He was the best. He was number 1 overall. There's a lot of it. 2020 Joe Burrow. He was the best. He was number 1 overall. There's also data points that point in the favor of Cam Ward. But let's look at this then. Well, how many quarterbacks out of Incarnate Word have made their way to the Division I level playing for a Power 5 program?
I guess Cam Ward would be an exception.
Okay, so he makes it to Washington State. How many former Washington State quarterbacks are able to transfer into a Power 3 or 4 program and contend at the level that Cam Ward did? How many quarterbacks have thrown for more collegiate passing touchdowns than Cam Ward?
None, right?
Yeah, 0. Like, this dude is an anomaly. He was not a recruit out of high school because he played in like some kind of like wishbone offense. He was running the ball as a QB all through high school. Nobody cared about what he had going. He goes to Incarnate Word, he proves himself. He goes to Wazoo, he proves himself. He goes to Miami, he proves himself. He goes to the NFL, he's going to be a winner. I have no doubt about the dude. Mike Greenberg, do it. If you try my dog Cam Ward again, and that's probably why your Jets are suffering such a bad fate these days, is because you're over here trying to bring up stats and facts that's going to go against the man himself, Cam Ward. And a nut.
Next up.
More draft talk. We're going to Cleveland, Ohio. Daniel Jeremiah's got this to say about the Browns and them selecting Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders' teammate.
Cleveland's going to take him. He's going to major in offense. He's going to minor on defense.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I think so. Yeah.
I always assumed it was the other way around. You have him graded higher as a wide receiver?
I think he's more impactful as a receiver right now. And so to me, I think that's where you start him, especially in a team in Cleveland who doesn't have the premier quarterback. And maybe I do think they try and come away with one and get back in to take one. But to me, yeah, I think he'll be on the opposite side of Jerry Jeudy, and they'll get the ball in his hands as much.
He's absolutely right, Daniel Jeremiah. Not only is he right that the Browns are going to select him because he is the generational talent, he's the best player in this draft. He's also right that he'll have a greater impact on offense than he will on defense, especially early in his career. Look at the best corners in the league today, and then look at the team success. Sauce Gardner. He's almost as good at cornerback as he is at golfing. He's a liar on his golf scorecards. That was
don't believe it.
But how have the Jets fared with having one of the best bright young corners in the game? Jalen Ramsey, the Dolphins last year paid him, made him the highest paid corner in the history of the league. How did that work out for Miami? You know what I'm saying? Pat Surtain's been great for a while. The Broncos finally had a winning season, and it's because the offense finally caught up with a guy like Sean Payton in the house. A.J. Terrell with the Falcons and whatnot, like Jair Alexander. Whereas you look at the best receivers in the league, the go-to guys on third down, the red zone targets, and you look at teams that are contending for Super Bowls, contending for championships, winning at a high level. Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson. I would say Tyreek Hill, but that was, that's just the Dolphins effect. What I will say is this, though. Travis Hunter, he should play a lot of reps at receiver. The Browns, like Daniel Jeremiah alluded to, should trade back into the first round or try to get Shedeur Sanders in the second round. And I think that will help the development of Hunter as a receiver. And you can use him at corner, maybe the nickel. You use him sparingly on that side as well early on. You work him more into it. Like, I'm all in on Travis Hunter not just becoming an MVP in the NFL, but maybe becoming one of those, like, down the line guys that we talk about in the same breath as Jerry Rice, as LT, right? As Tom Brady, as one of the greatest athletes the NFL has ever seen. He has all the makings of it. He has to go out there and prove it on the field, though.
As Deion Sanders.
Deion, too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess I could have. And again, that's his big homie. I ask you all the time, who's your big homie? A lot of times, your future, your path is paved out and is helped curated by the big homies. I look at John Morant. Who's your big homie? I don't know. Obviously not helping you enough. I look at Deion Sanders, and he's the big homie for Travis Hunter, and at the very least, you can say he's been moving him in the right direction. The Heisman winner.
Next stop. We're going to Philly. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because somebody stole A.J. Brown's car.
Oh, no.
I'm out here grinding for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I got to look for my car. Come on, man. Nah, but look, we already got the whip. See, I told you to just turn the car back in. Just turn it in now, and now you got to deal with the consequences, man. I'll tell y'all a little funny joke, man. This morning, when we was talking to the police, my little son gonna come up and say, "Hey, Dad, Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol." I said, "Hey, everybody got jokes this morning, huh?" Yeah, and the joke's on you.
Hopefully, he sounds like he's in good spirits. Have you ever had your car stolen?
I have not had my car stolen, man. That's I would be so confused. If my car got stolen, it would take me a while to realize it was stolen. I would think I parked it somewhere wrong.
Yes. Have you ever thought you got your car stolen? Because I got my car towed once, like you're alluding to.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I went to. I didn't go to my car got towed because I was in 1 hour parking and I was there for an hour and 10 minutes. I went to someone jacked my car.
I've never driven a good enough car for me to assume it was stolen.
Maybe, yeah, that's a good point. No one wanted my 08 Highlander that had 190,000 miles on it. Probably a good assumption.
Are you going to steal it and just like sell it for parts? I'm not sure what you're going to be able to do with this thing, but you're definitely not coming up off me. Sorry.
Next stop. We got one more stop in today's Get Around, and it brings us to Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL, shouty.
Been there a little bit recently. We're going to baseball. Follow me here, okay, Theo? We got baseball drama. Drama in the Braves clubhouse. Yes, 2 days ago in a tie ball game. Jared Kelenic pimped a ball. He drove it deep into the night in the 6th inning in a tie ball game. And you know what pimping a ball is, right?
Stare it down.
Stare it down. Woo! Take your time out of the box. Problem was that the ball didn't leave the ballpark. No. While Kelenic was taking his sweet time admiring the ball he just hit, he got thrown out because that ball one-hopped the wall in right field. Lack of hustle, tried to turn it into a double. It did not go out well for him. After the game, this happened time and time before in Major League Baseball. We've seen it. Braves manager Brian Snedeker deflected when asked about it. He said he didn't see the lack of hustle. But the drama comes here because the guy who pimped the ball, that was not a home run, didn't get disciplined during the game. Ronald Acuna, who's on the IL with an ACL injury, he got benched in 2019 for a very similar situation.
Yeah.
He tweeted this and then quickly deleted this. Quote, "If it were me, they would have taken me out of the game," which they did back in 19. Do you have a problem with Acuna kind of stirring it up when he's on the injured list? Not happy with the lack of discipline given to another teammate that he knows.
Woo! I tell you this much. Same manager too, right? Brian's been there for a minute. Ronald Acuna Jr. must not mess with Buddy that pimped it. There's no way that's the homie for him.
True.
Because you don't tweet that out if that's the homie. So that's dissension in the locker room between two guys who obviously can hit the ball deep. Now, how important is this player for the Braves here?
Kelenic, he's not that good.
Yeah?
He's okay.
Is he new?
Pretty sure. I think it might have been an A recently.
Yeah, it's a double. I mean, you hate to see double standards, especially if you're Acuna and you are the dog, like the top dog in that clubhouse. So I'm cool with him actually tweeting this out. What I hate more is the fact that he deleted it. I hate a tweeter and a deleter. If you're gonna push it out there and you stood by it when you wrote it up, you got to stand on it as well when you're going forward. That makes me think he might have been a little bit inebriated, intoxicated. He was a little influenced pushing it out there, which is whack. So stand on your word, Ronald.
That's a get around.
That is the get around. And the get around is brought to you by none other than Duffy's Sports Grill. You want to watch a lot of the postseason action. You want to watch a lot of games at once. You don't know where to focus all of your attention. Well, maybe you go to a Duffy Sports Grill, which was voted the best sports grill in 2024. Once again, Duffy'sMVP.com. That's where you can go to check them out. They have 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. They also have 80 or more televisions in every single Duffy's location. So you can sign up for your rewards membership, an MVP card, and start tracking your rewards today as you watch your favorite games and enjoy some delectable bites like the starters, right? Your amazing mozzarella sticks. You can also jump right into a burger, award-winning burger that is, the jumbo wings. There's so many great options at a Duffy's. And again, 80 or more television, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Duffy'sMVP.com. You will never miss a minute of the game. You will never regret your visit to a Duffy's. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Bit of complications. Not even complications. That's not the word. Controversy out of WWE this weekend. You were watching, CCAT, and we have somebody who was in the arena, a man in the arena out in Vegas, who also is the father of a famous wrestler who's joining us on the other side to talk about specifically the crazy things that went down. CCAT, I missed all of it. I'm sorry that you didn't. I didn't, listen to your nudge for me to tune in.
Yeah,
it just had a lot going on.
I gave you Sunday. A text reminder, which is more than I give many people.
I know. I feel bad. I felt bad, but I was really tied up. We'll get into all of that on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on Emotion Monday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Am I late to this? I just saw that the Pope passed, C-Cat. The Pope.
Exceptionally late, like 8 hours late.
Oh, 88 years old. The day after Resurrection Sunday. It's crazy. I did not see that until literally just now as we got back in. It is Emotion Monday here on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, C-Cat on the other side of the glass, on the ones and the twos. And we're rocking and rolling, man. NBA playoffs well underway. But this weekend wasn't just about the NBA. It was also the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was also WWE out in Vegas. WrestleMania.
Yes.
What? I'm just this non-wrestling guy. C-Cat is correcting me. You know who can help me out with exactly what the hell was going out there in Vegas? One man who was actually, he was reported to be being a little too rowdy, a little too raucous in a wrestling environment, which I didn't know was possible. He's the head coach of Jensen Beach football. He's also the father of Jada Parker, who is a NXT star and was competing on Saturday at WrestleMania. So Tim Caffey, who now you apparently were being criticized. What happened? What actually happened out there in Vegas between you and an usher as you were out there enjoying WrestleMania?
It wasn't nothing major. The Caffey clan, we travel anytime we can get a chance to see Tiana live in big stages like that. So then, the Caffey clan was there, my family was there, and we were just getting a little ruckus and cheering her on. And I guess we went into a section we weren't allowed to, and we didn't know it. So the usher was very kind and allowed us to videotape her and go back to the next section that we were in.
Yeah. So for
so it was pretty fun.
I was about to say, but you can't. It's hard. Did he know y'all were the father of Jada Parker, who again, Port St. Lucie native? You said what?
Once we told her that, the usher felt a little bad, and she was like, "Okay, you can stay here." But she just needed to do it. She was just doing her job, so we weren't upset at all. So trust me, we understood, and she let us videotape from that little area that we're in, and then we just went back.
Tim Caffey joining us here. Thank you for taking some time out. I know you're prepping. You got spring ball stuff going soon. You got a football team that uses your services, and you're one of the best coaches in the area. But you also, again, father of a wrestling budding superstar in Jada Parker. What has it been like, man, to be able to watch her bloom? I know she was a former soccer player. You probably never saw this being the way that took her career, but now she's kind of blowing up, and people are talking about her, and she's competing at the biggest wrestling event over the weekend.
I'm going to tell you right now, my wife and I are still kind of in awe about it. To see how fast she has risen through the ranks of the NXT WWE. We're very, very proud of her. We know exactly what she goes through and how hard she works to get to this level. So we're just proud, man. We're just enjoying the moment, trying to enjoy the moment with her and make sure we're very, very supportive of her and what she's doing. It's been so far it's been an exciting time to go see her in different venues and perform on the big stage and perform for the NXT in WWE. So it's it's been crazy. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, and as the father of who the wrestling world knows is Jada Parker, was wrestling a big part of your upbringing with Jada, or is this something that was found in adulthood?
No, that her, I will say this, her and my son, Timmy, who was about 4.5 years older than Tiana, I always treat her like a little boy. He never treated her like a little sister. So her toughness that you see on stage, on TV, that's for real. That's not fake. They used to wrestle and watch a little wrestling, here and there, but it was never like, we didn't watch it all the time if there's a designated time to do it. So it was kind of a shock for us as far as, when she got involved. I just happened to be there in the moment when she was offered the opportunity, and she was still looking for, opportunities to maybe play overseas with soccer. And she was called and told she needed to get on a Zoom call. I just happened to be there at that time. She was home. And it was an exciting moment to just get the opportunity to talk to someone, and they offered her the opportunity to try out, and she made it.
Tim Caffey here joining us, Jensen Beach head football coach, also the father of Jada Parker, who's with WWE, NXT, one of the rising superstars. I'm curious for you, man, what's more difficult, being in a wrestling environment where people are actively either heckling or cheering for your daughter, and I'm sure there's some heckles you've heard throughout, or is it tougher like on watching her through soccer matches or even watching your sons or your team in football? Like, which crowds are the toughest to endure as a person who has an emotional tie to the star on the field?
Well, when those other venues I'm in, as far as soccer is concerned, I was always there as the dad, just watching her play soccer because I've seen her do it her whole life. When I'm on the sideline as a coach, I really don't hear anybody. I'm out there just trying to coach the best I can. But as a dad, it knows in that environment, it's a total different mindset, and you have to stay, keep calm because there's always going to be hecklers. There's going to be people that say certain things. And, you just have to keep your calm and kind of smile and be supportive. I think my wife is probably a little bit more intense about it than I am. She hears and sees everything.
Yeah.
And, I've had to calm her down like, dear, it's just people, it's their opinion, but you know how it is, a cat will get a hump in your back if you mess with his kitten. So, and that's definitely my wife.
Is this a Caffeyism? Where'd you pull that one out from? Or is that just some country stuff y'all learn out there in the Treasure Coast? Like,
no, man, this is something, straight out of Alabama. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Gotta, I might have to add that to the repertoire out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a few more for you.
I'm knowing it. Tim Caffey joining us here, father of Jada Parker with the WWE, NXT, also head coach of Jensen Beach football. I also got to ask you, man, I know you absolutely love seeing your former players rise to stardom also in football. Jamie Sherwood, he went out and got the bag, man. What's it been like now that he's, that big contract with the Jets?
Everybody knows my relationship with Jamie, and he's like a son to me. I was so extremely proud and happy for him and his family. I'm not surprised because, I've seen him, since he was a teenager, and before he even got to Jensen Beach, and his rise through Jensen, his rise through, Auburn, and what he's done here and what he's done in the NFL. I'm not surprised whatsoever. I'm just happy he's getting his just due. Yeah. He's earned it. He did it the right way. He's an outstanding individual. He's an outstanding young man, comes from a great family. So I'm just extremely, extremely proud and happy for him. So, that's something I always, look at and see with him. And I'm like, man, I'm just happy I was a small part of it.
I'll never forget, man. I was there with y'all on draft night. He had that weird draft grade. And again, as we're 3 days out from the NFL draft, there's a lot of prospects that are dealing with that now, where he could have got picked anywhere between the second round and like the sixth round. So there was a long waiting game. And then he ends up going in the fifth round to the Jets. You could tell he was elated by that. You could tell that he was ready to work. He liked the fact that he would be able to go play for Robert Saleh. He gets into the league. He learns from C.J. Mosley at the linebacker position. Like, things have been set up so well. For you as a coach, though, when you see him go through that, the last couple of years a little weird, but now rising from the ashes, you have a guy like Aaron Glenn taking over that program and doing it in a way that I think Tim Caffey will put a big stamp on of approval. How much better do you think this makes for Jamien's future here, getting a guy like Aaron Glenn in the house to coach him up?
I think it's just, the stars are aligned for Jamien. I don't think there could have been a better setup for him. The type of, coach it seems like that Coach Aaron Glenn is. And I think Jamien is the perfect type of player for him and his style of play and what he wants to do on the defensive side of the ball. And I think he's the perfect type of coach for Jamien. Jamien's very extremely smart kid. I call him a kid. He's a young man now, but extremely smart, hardworking. You're not going to outwork him. He's going to know the game better than you do. He's going to do what is necessary to win. He's going to be there. He's loyal to the game. Everything that a head coach, I would say, in that position would look, is looking for. I think Jamien brings that to the table. And, the Jets showed him, the love.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm happy for him.
3 years, $45 million with $30 million guaranteed. That sounds like love to me.
Absolutely.
And look, when you see Jensen Beach football and some new Falcons fits in the next couple of years, you probably know where that donation might have come from. Tim.
Well, we're just happy he's there, and if he decides to help us out a little bit, we're not going to turn it down. I promise you that.
I already know. And as a guy, I love what Jamien represents, because he's the kind of guy that it's not just if he gave a monetary donation. He goes out there and he's with the team, and he's like actively talking to the Jensen Beach Falcons, whatnot. And another guy who I credit for being involved in the community, both with football and just the youth in general, like a guy like Lamar Jackson, who over the weekend. I'm at a flag football game, Dr. Joaquin Garcia versus, I forget who they were playing. I think Park Vista or something like that. In their district championship game, I'm shooting the game, and over here I look over my corner, Lamar Jackson standing right there, gate side.
Yes.
I love the buy-in that the former athletes from Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast kind of give and giving back and being present for these athletes today. It's got to help you as a coach, right?
Absolutely. When you can, talk about a kid like Jamien, and the coaches can talk about a young man, a kid like Lamar, those guys never forget where they come from. And that's important for the next generation to see that. And, I always tell my guys, stay humble, stay hungry. And that's the motto for the Jensen Beach guys. And no matter where they go, I want them to understand, never forget where you come from, be humble in what you're doing, and stay hungry in your pursuit of what you're trying to do. And Jamien and Lamar and those guys, and several other guys, Khalil and Justin Simmons, all those guys, from the Palm Beach 772 area, they're always around. They try to do the best they can to, show the love to their community and things of that nature. Jamien actually a couple of years ago, he actually coached some of our 7-on-7. You know what I mean? He was out there telling the kids what to do. Yeah. And, the kids were like, oh, man, they were in awe. But it just shows his love for the program and where he came from. I tell a lot of people sometimes, he'll just come and work out at the school, and kids are like, wow, that's Jamien. But in Jamien's mind, that's where he started, and that's where it keeps him humble and hungry. So, it's one of those type of things. And I'm quite sure, Lamar has the same type of mindset, as well as Justin.
Yeah.
And the other guys that come from the area. So I'm extremely proud and happy for all those young men that can come back and show support to the kids coming up that admire them.
And a quick note here, I just remembered it was Jensen Beach actually that Dr. Joaquin Garcia beat in that game, but that was the game that Lamar was at, so he got to take a look at your Falcons as well.
Right, yeah. Coach Aaron Gilbert does a great job with our girls flag team.
Yep, absolutely. And then one last thing on the way out, our guy Tim Caffey again, Jensen Beach football coach, not flag football coach, Jensen Beach, but also father of Jada Parker, who's with WWE NXT, just competed in WrestleMania. Parting way for you here. I know she lost. I know Saturday, she lost her match. Jada Parker did. But how excited is she for this newfound stage, the newfound fame, and what are y'all kind of looking forward to as she tries to make a name for herself in wrestling, which is, CCAT here, huge wrestling fan, is locked in on it at all times, and I can tell there's a robust population of people that want to see her succeed.
Well, I can tell you there's a lot of people that understand, and there's a lot of people that understand. Tiana understands what she needs to do and how she needs to do it. She's really, really happy and proud to be from the 772 and to represent where she's from and the people here. And she's just grinded, She figures her opportunity will come sooner or later. and she just keeps grinding, working hard, and doing the things necessary to be successful on that stage. So we're really, really proud of her. We hope, the championship comes. And when it does, it does. Everybody in Port St. Lucie, I've already told my principal, you're going to know I will be, not in dress code that week. I'll probably be wearing the championship. I want to wear the championship belt all week.
Absolutely. And well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Tim Caffey joining us here. I appreciate your time, man. Good luck this spring. We'll be seeing the Falcons out there on the spring football fields here soon.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the great things you guys do.
Much appreciated. Much love. That's our guy, Tim Caffey, again with Jensen Beach Football, and the father of Jada Parker, who's one of the next budding stars out of the WWE with NXT. On the other side, we have the happy hour. It is Emotion Monday. Always great to tap in with the good people that make this community around us a better place, not just with the coaching, but also through fatherhood, through community service. Tim Caffey, one of those guys right up there, cream of the crop fellow, and he has some great country sayings you could pick up on. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. Tina pulls up next for the happy hour. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
Experience the thrill of Formula One in Miami, May 2nd through the 4th. For the first time, one-day grandstand tickets are available starting at just $65. Feel all the rush of the 3-day grandstand ticket with the most immersive experience at the best value. Choose your vantage point with the breathtaking views of all the action. Visit F1MiamiGP.com to explore grandstand options and secure a spot at the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. The race that's an experience.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
F45 Training in downtown West Palm and Wellington offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. F45 features high-intensity group-style workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven. They always have the right workout for you. The best part is, it takes just 45 minutes. If you're looking to train for something like High Rocks, F45 has you covered with tailored workouts. Get started today with a promo of your first 3 classes for just $30. Visit F45training.com to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Again, as we reset here in the happy hour, it's Monday, Emotion Monday, April 21st. We are rocking and rolling. We got C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. He's got his master hat on. He's ready to go. He's ready to rock. This is your secondary master's cap, right? This is one of 2.
Right. I wouldn't really put them 1 and 2. I've got a green hat
you
with
wore
a more
one
modern,
first.
and then more of a classic, less sporty white hat. I wore this one first.
No. You
I'm
wore
not
the
picking
other one
favorite.
first.
I can't pick.
You picked the favorite. You wore the white one.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
At least on air you did.
No, that's not true.
It's absolutely true. You can pull the data.
I absolutely will because I remember these things.
As a person who has to look at you for 2 hours a day on my weekdays, right in the middle of my day, I think I would remember what color hat you had on the day after the Masters. It was white.
No.
All right. C-Cat is there lying to us in our face, but we have also here for the happy hour, Tina is in the house. How are we doing here, Tina? Did you get a good workout in today? Did you do the F45 motion?
I got a great workout in today. Yeah. Happy Monday. And for once, I'm actually going to agree with C-Cat. He wore the green hat.
Mm-hmm. Really?
He wore the green hat because I remember when I was counting all the things that he bought, he mentioned the white hat.
Oh.
So I remember when we were counting all the things that he bought and it was way over the amount that I said, he was wearing a green hat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wore the white hat for the first time when we were on the road at Hard Rock Hollywood for the Orange Bowl Food and Wine celebration.
Right.
Well, that's okay. You can apologize. That would heal all wounds.
I don't know if this is a situation in which I need to apologize. I think, yes. Was I demonstrative? Sure. All right. Did I try to tell you what you had on your head on a given day? Maybe. But I don't know if this is like a situation where I should be apologizing. That's a little extreme.
I guess so.
Yeah. I will say I was wrong. I'll admit fault.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it took Tina's eyewitness account for you to admit you're wrong, not me?
Yeah. You always need 2 sources. I'm a journalist.
Fair enough.
You know? I'm not going to be a guy that's just going to take your word for it. I did my own research. And my research came in the form of a 4'11" girl named Tina.
Great.
Who also just turned, happy belated again. Just turned big birthday day.
Big birthday.
What was it, 28? Yeah, big 28.
28.
Get any gifts in the mail after the fact?
I got a few gifts in the mail, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
From who?
Some workout sets.
Did you ever get that cake from your friends?
I did not get any cake from my friends or dessert, but that's okay.
Do we have a cocktail of the day?
Yes, we do.
Oh, man, let's get that cocktail of the day because you probably needed multiple of them to get through a Sunday, a Resurrection Sunday that saw the Grizzlies look more like a Good Friday team and less like a Resurrection Sunday team, if you know what I mean. Cocktail of the day. Tina, what we got?
For my birthday, all I wanted to do this weekend was lay out in the sun at the beach, and I did that, but I got very sunburned. I put on my sunscreen, but it didn't help at all.
Where'd you get sunburned at? Everywhere?
More on my back.
Back?
And back of my legs.
So you didn't put it on your back?
My stomach, yeah.
I'm going to say your face and what we see doesn't look red at all.
Yes, it was actually, I used the face sunscreen I use is really good. That was really good.
You went solo to the beach?
Solo, yes.
So you didn't have anybody to help put you the sunscreen on your back?
No, which as I was at the beach, I'm like, how do we do this? How do you go to the beach and get, without having to ask someone? You
got to ask a stranger.
How do you get sunscreen on your back?
I don't think there's any other way. You could spray it on your beach towel and then do a reverse snow angel on it.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could do that.
I don't know, but how do you get sunscreen on your back when you go to the beach solo?
888-760-3776. If you have an answer for Tina here, how do you get sunscreen on your back on a solo beach trip, especially as a woman? You don't want to ask a random stranger.
No.
So 888-760-3776. As she delivers our cocktail of the day, which I guess is sunburn themed.
It is a sunburn cocktail, which actually sounds pretty refreshing.
No, I don't know if that sounds sunburn.
Well, you don't know what's in the cocktail.
It's only 3 ingredients.
Well, she said the name sounded refreshing.
The drink sounds.
Oh, the drink.
drink.
Okay, sorry.
You've got lemon lime soda, vanilla rum. I would replace that probably with like a tequila, and then raspberries.
I like raspberries.
And all you need to do is add vanilla rum to the glass, drop a handful of fresh raspberries into the glass, allowing them to muddle slightly. Pour the lemon lime soda over the raspberries and rum and gently stir the mixture to combine the flavors. And then you could garnish with a few more additional raspberries if you want.
I like it.
Right? That sounds
I
refreshing.
approve. I definitely would not do the rum or vodka, whatever the hell that was.
It was rum, yeah. I would do a tequila probably.
Not a big vanilla alcohol guy. Why are we putting vanilla in our alcohol?
What are you talking? It's like the best kind of like vodka.
Oh. Vodka's like saying the best kind of vodka is like saying like I'm the best 6th round pick in the history of the NFL. It's like, all right, dude, like it's not something that's
I think
ideal.
a lot of people would disagree with that. An entire nation would disagree with that.
What?
Russia. They like vodka.
Yeah, but I can't just side with Russia on everything. Sometimes they do stuff that's a little confrontation.
So I told Theo about this, Tina, last week, where I've begun this trend. I've gotten into this fad of ordering these customizable sodas at a chain fast food restaurant that's famous for the style of ice that they have.
Okay.
But anyway, so you pretty much go like, I'll have an extra large, we'll call it Sprite, and I want you to add cream, I want you to add strawberry, I want you to add peach. Where you're essentially making these mocktails at a fast food restaurant. Should I be looked at as poor in that situation, as you would pity me, as it's embarrassing that I'm doing this at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, or am I discovering something that I should share with everybody?
I wouldn't think that you're poor.
No, I'm sorry, poor not monetarily, but poor in
No, I
where
don't
has
think
this
it's
guy
even-
been led astray?
I don't even think it's that. You just seem complicated. Like asking,
he's a complicated
asking
man.
for like that drink at a chain restaurant that I assume doesn't usually make a soda that has 4 different ingredients in it, like 4 different types.
So that's where you'd be wrong.
I also have no idea what chain you're talking
Hedgehog.
about.
The hedgehog.
Yeah, we're talking about Sonic. There's this
Oh, okay.
place.
I was not. I was never gonna think of that.
There's this
Okay, then that makes sense. Then I think it's totally fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's like a Facebook group that I, for some reason, was recommended to. And it was like, try this next time you're there. Get a large, Sprite Zero or sugar-free Sprite, one of those two. Add 3 pumps of cherry. Add 2 pumps of cream. It's almost like you're customizing your Starbucks drink.
Hey, I think you're missing the mark on what makes you like pathetic.
Yeah.
I think you're pathetic because Facebook recommended you to that group.
Listen.
Not because you would order a specified drink at Sonic.
So I dropped the Facebook when I entered high school. Like when the migration went from Facebook to Twitter. And then I re-picked up Facebook when I went out to Oklahoma to work for 2 years, where everybody's still on Facebook. So I've already kind of had that itch and my reflex to go to Facebook to see what's going on. That's how I connected with the friends I have in Oklahoma. And I just got sucked down this this wormhole of customizable drinks at that fast food joint. So maybe I should bring in a couple drinks, see if I'm crazy or see if I'm not. Because when I was dehydrated, when we were in Vero Beach last weekend.
When I was you're so dramatic.
I was. I had a screaming headache.
When I am dehydrated, that was, okay.
Did you need some caffeine?
I needed something to drink, and sure, water would have sufficed. And sure, I did also order a water at that stop to Sonic. But I also got a 44-ounce Sprite Zero with peach, mango, and sweet cream.
Was it good?
It was delicious.
Huh.
I think it's funny that out of your entire drive, you're going to Sonic to get
went out of
a
his way
drink.
for it, too.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
He went out of his way.
Yeah, it cost me like an extra hour on the trip because going from where we were in Vero Beach to the Sonic that was in Vero Beach, the city, there was another accident between both Jackie Robinson Training Complex, the restaurants, and the restaurant back home.
Yeah.
Where if I never went on that detour to get that soft drink, I would have saved about an hour on my voyage back home.
I was literally like, when C-Cat called me as he was making it back home, and we left around at the same time, actually.
Yes.
I was literally, not only had I already been home for a while, I was literally in a meeting. I was in a meeting with an organization out here, the Urban League. We're having a meeting, we're talking and stuff, and CCAT's calling me. I'm like, what CCAT might want? He's like, yeah, I'm still on the road, by the way, but I'm enjoying this delectable drink from Sonic. I'm like, all right, I don't know if it was worth it. It's bad. Bad decision.
You brought up Facebook, and with my birthday being last week, every year, I don't go on Facebook anymore. I stopped posting on Facebook probably like 2 years ago. Yeah. I only shared maybe something in the past year or so because it was like a GoFundMe for someone that I knew, and I wanted to like get the word out there. And if they could get, donations, it would be great.
Did they get enough donations?
Yes, they did.
Okay, good job.
So I don't ever go on Facebook. Every year, though, my mom insists that I thank everyone on Facebook that said happy birthday to me.
No.
And I go, Mom, I don't go on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't post anymore on Facebook. And I will say this, though. A few weeks ago, I did actually change my profile picture because it was outdated. And I was like, okay, I'll at least update this. I have the app on my phone because ESPN West Palm, Good Karma Brands, we have like a Facebook page that we post in with all of our ESPN stations, all that stuff. And so that's why I have Facebook pretty open here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not saying thank you to everyone, Mom. No. I don't post on Facebook ever or communicate with anyone on Facebook. I think it's okay, and they can tell from my page that I'm not active.
You're not active. That's fine. And also, you know what? As long as it's all or nothing with the birthday responses. You either respond to everybody or nobody. And
right?
It's usually too many to respond.
And I don't know the last time I posted a post or a status, whatever Facebook calls it.
Oh, look at her acting like she's so far removed from Facebook. Oh, what do you call those things? A posty majigger?
So I'm not going to make just one post saying like, thank you everyone so much for the birthday wishes, because I would either have to do that or go and say thank you to every single person. So
you know what you should do?
If anyone listening was on my has said happy birthday on my Facebook, like, thank you so much. I appreciate the happy birthdays.
And that covers
I'm not responding.
There you go. That's
not
it.
Responding, no.
Yeah. Because this show, we stream live not just on YouTube, but also Twitter and Facebook.
Yes.
Here's what you should do next time. Next time it's your birthday, Facebook Live. Just go Facebook Live.
Stare into the camera.
Yes. And you thank everybody on Facebook Live.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. The title of the video is Live for My Birthday.
Yes. Yes. Sounds good?
Sure. We can do that next year.
Perfect. I'll do it for my birthday. I'm not going to just tell you something I won't try myself. So my birthday's coming up in May. I'll do a Facebook Live thank you tour, and it'll go great. I'm sure it'll go great. It'll get a lot of steam. Steam equals heat. Heat equals no-go when it's in your home, especially here in South Florida. I mean, I can't tell you how exasperating it is, how derailing it could be, not just to your day, but your week, maybe even your month, if your air conditioning unit goes out. Here in South Florida, in these months, it is heating up. It is heating up. And if your air or water is not flowing perfectly in your home, EDS is yes. EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, that's the place you need to go to. Make sure you're locked in. I'm a Gold Plan member with EDS. That means they come to me twice a year. It's not just repair, it's preventative care. I actually just got a little buzzer from my my thermostat or whatever the smart meter thingy majigger is. It said, hey, time to change the air filter. Time to change the air filter. And what I found out recently is, thanks to EDS, thanks to my technician who told me, the more you burn candles in your home, the more frequently you need to change out your air filter, because the gas that is emitted from those candles, the smoke, that stuff clogs the filter up, and it makes, so if the filter says it's good for 3 months and you burn a lot of candles, no. Cut that in half. I learned that because the issues I had with my air conditioning unit, EDS wasn't interested in just repairing it and charging me time after time after time, more and more, because it'll be better for their business model, Tina, if they didn't sell me. Mm-hmm. They're just like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Yeah, we'll be here even more often.
Yeah. We'll count on your repair every month.
Right. They're like, yeah, they could write it into their budget. Like, yep, he doesn't know.
Yeah. Let's get him a candle for the holidays.
Yeah. But instead, EDS gave me that tip, and I have not had an issue with my AC since. And today, I'm going to make sure I remember to go change my air filter. That is all thanks to being part of the EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing family. They're also experts with plumbing. Tap in if you need help today. EDSIsYes.com. EDSIsYes.com. If your technician is Randy, if Randy's your technician, tell him I said what's up and go Canes. Fellow Miami Hurricane fan like me, who also is rooting for Cam Ward to have a robust NFL career starting on Thursday when he goes to the Titans. EDSIsYes.com. Tap in.
And Carson Beck to have a great season this year, right?
EDSIsYes.com. Tap in.
You're rooting for him. You want Carson Beck to do good.
I want the Canes to do good.
Wait, okay, come on now. You're not going to make those qualifiers.
I want Miami to win.
If Carson Beck throws for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns in his ACC opener, we're leading the show with it, and you're going to turn around and have a Carson Beck jersey on.
Yes, but so here's the difference. I believed in Cam Ward from the moment I had that. First of all, I believed him a little bit before. I saw the tape. I loved it. Then I got a chance to talk with him during ACC kickoff in Charlotte before the season, and I came back with glowing reviews before he threw a singular pass for the Miami Hurricanes. I told y'all what he was going to be, and look at him right now, 3 days away from being a number 1 overall pick. I believed. I do not yet believe in Carson Beck, so I don't want to make any kind of blanket statements. I tell the truth here.
So when you get Carson Beck at ACC Media
we'll get him,
Day.
Yeah, we'll get him this summer.
So that's when you can formulate your honest opinion on Carson Beck.
Real talk, I will find out. And I will be honest in my review. I don't cap. Remember, I came at Mario Cristobal that same day. He barked back at me. It got a little weird, got a little feisty. But at the end of the day, I believed in Cam Ward more than I believed in Mario. I want both of them to succeed when they're in a Canes uniform.
And Carson Beck's had a tumultuous when did he announce that he was coming to Miami? Maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Yeah, he
From
lost
that
his car,
decision
lost
on,
his girl.
Exactly. Yes, cars, 2 vehicles stolen from his home, and in the home that he shared with that girl, she broke up with him. And they're no longer together. So now he's focused on one thing.
It's football.
And that is taking the Miami Hurricanes to a place they've never been before, ACC champions.
That would be cool.
They've been in one ACC championship game,
They
right?
weren't even in that game. They were in that game just like the Grizzlies were in game 1 against the Thunder.
I got you.
It was not close. It never happened.
And Carson Beck can bring it to the promised land. The national championship winning quarterback, isn't it? No, it didn't win?
No. They won the Orange Bowl against Florida State, though, that year.
That is a national championship program quarterback who left and now is in Miami.
Who was the quarterback for the Bulldogs that last
Stetson
week?
Bennett.
Stetson, that was it. Yeah, it was Stetson Bennett. And Beck might have been on the roster, though. Was he a freshman? He might have been a redshirt freshman.
Possibly. He could have been committed to Georgia when they won the championship.
He was committed.
Does that count?
He was committed to the G. That's what they say. Committed to the G. Yeah, whatever. Did y'all hear Cooper Flagg? Cooper Flagg news?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
What's the news for the audience?
He declared for the NBA draft.
Wow. Shocker.
Who saw that coming?
Woo.
Yeah. Whoa. Really shaking things up there, Coop. He's going to leave college. One and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show's kind of petering to a halt, so I think we should take a break.
Why? Why do you want to peter to people? The awkwardness of the end of this segment, I think the radio audience and the viewing audience on our stream are enjoying.
I think Tina broke girl code over the weekend. So that's a tease that we should talk about and then deliver at the end of the break.
How dare you, Tina?
I did that?
I thought you were a girl's girl.
I thought I was too.
Apparently
You're
not.
Totally mistaken.
Apparently
Take
not.
a look in the mirror.
Yeah. Apparently not. It's the happy hour, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sportsbook. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Ustari, I think, got a touch on a chip attempt. That was Russell Rowe who made a perfect feed. That's going to be a save for Ustari. That's our first shot on goal of the match. Ustari with his 15th save in just over 2 matches, all competitions.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
What?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
80% of the time, the team that wins Game 1 of Round 1 of the NBA playoffs goes on to win the series. Very soon here, we'll be telling you which team is in most dire need, most desperate for a Game 2 win in the NBA playoffs. And again, we don't take the easy route here. We don't go for the low-hanging fruit here on Theoretically Speaking, especially not on a Monday, a motion Monday. You know what campus has a lot of motion out this area? It's the Kaiser University flagship campus. It's right there around the corner in West Palm Beach off I-95 and the Turnpike, and they've got championships and champions all across that campus. 24 national titles, including back-to-back national championships in men's lacrosse, 4 straight in NAIA women's swimming and diving. The men's swimming and diving team won a championship this year as well. KU has captured more than 65 regular season and conference tournament titles, plus they have a Learfield Cup trophy, which it's pretty much like a, hey, you're great at everything, dude. That's what that trophy symbolizes. Everything y'all do, excellent, better than any other NAIA school. Big shout out to the basketball program. Great year from them as well. If you want more info on Kaiser Seahawks athletics, go to KUSeahawks.com. KUSeahawks.com. Kaiser Seahawks gearing up for some great play. Stay tapped in. So we're going to get to, again, of the teams that are down 0-1, who is in most dire need, who is most desperate for a Game 2 victory in the NBA playoffs. Before we get there, we have to pay off what C-Cat teased about Tina. She's apparently not a girl's girl. She apparently broke girl code over the weekend, and this happened in some kind of gymnasium of sorts, Tina?
Yes. It is a big no-no, I would say, to usually go up to a female while at the gym. For me, don't talk to me. Unless we are friends, we know each other well, whatever, we can talk, I don't know, don't probably.
Especially in a flirtatious way, where you have ulterior motives, where you want to meet this woman or meet this girl.
Yes, if you are trying to pick up a girl, I would say don't do it. Don't
do it at the gym.
Don't do it at the gym.
Yeah, not at the gym. What if it's we all are walking out to the parking lot? Is that fair?
If you can find a smooth way.
Yeah, so he just follows you to your car in a 3-floor garage. He actually steals your keys.
Yeah. And he's like, hey.
Steals your keys by accident.
A lady like you shouldn't have to open her own door. Let me get that for you.
Exactly. Oh, no. Your rear tire.
Yeah.
Someone slashed it.
Yeah.
Then he hides the knife behind his back, and it's like, oh, looks like we're at the call AAA.
Yeah. So don't do that, too.
Don't do that.
Some kind of middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you know that she's also into you.
How would you know that she's into you? Don't do
you can't
that.
put the qualifier in there because people cannot register that.
No, there's dudes have a bad gauge of whether or not girls are into them because they're always going to say, "Yeah, I think she's into me."
Exactly.
Like what constitutes? Is it like a lot of eye contact?
I think it's a lot of eye contact. Like if you're like kind of having little convos here and there, like, oh, do you need those weights? Or oh, like whatever, like, little things like that. There's definitely signs that you're both into each other.
Okay.
But 90% of the time, just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, this weekend I texted you guys because I swear in a past life I was a matchmaker. I love setting people up if I can.
Yeah.
There is someone in the gym that I've never seen before. And I've seen him a few times at the gym. And I'm like, he'd be really cute with one of my friends.
Uh-oh.
And I text you guys.
Is this friend single?
This friend is single.
Okay, good.
She is ready to mingle.
Nice.
So I text you guys this weekend. I go, it's a big no-no to go up to females at the gym. But is it a no for me to go up to someone to be like, hey, I have a friend. Ask if they're single.
Yeah.
And you guys had mixed feelings about this.
Yeah, we did.
And C-Cat's point which he can explain, over text made sense.
Yeah. So I'm going to put myself in that guy's shoes.
Yeah.
Random woman
Good job.
comes up to me while I'm at the gym. He's probably also in a headspace where he's not feeling too social. Where it kind of surprises him that a stranger walks up and talks to him.
But let's be honest, though. Before you say that, guys generally are not troubled by the presence of a woman coming and asking them a question or talking to them. Women might not like it in the gym. I think no dude out there in any gym is ever going to be like, yeah, I don't want anybody to come and inquire or talk to me at all.
That's true. Less defensive, more of a surprise. Like,
what's
I didn't
going on
anticipate this to happen today.
Yeah.
Like I was planning my lunch on the way home. This guy, first off, your question is, hey, are you single? Immediately he goes, bang, am I interested in you? Bang. If I'm not, okay, how are we going to do this? If I am, I'm very excited. Nice, let's see where this goes. And then when you say, because my friend might be a good option for you, or forever how you phrased it, if he is interested in you, and you immediately say, because my friend, instant disappointment, damn, this sucks, I got my hopes up, and I feel stupid right now. Yeah. Maybe I didn't look stupid in the process, but in my headspace, I got really vulnerable, and now I'm sad because this girl who I was interested in kind of pulled out the rug out from under me. If he wasn't interested in you, he probably thinks she's lying. She was trying to, I don't know, flirt with me, read the situation, saw I wasn't interested, and now she's lying and say she's, quote, asking for a friend like you hear on an online joke.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going through his head in that moment. If you approach a guy saying, hey, are you single? Because my friend's interested.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
That's valid.
That's a really valid point.
Yes.
That's a man who has a lot of anxiety. That's what that is right there.
So here's what I'll say, though. What's your response to that, Dancina? Because I feel like you still there's a window of opportunity here.
I think I could word it different. However I start it, where immediately start it where it's not me interested, that I am trying to set him up with someone. So that's where I would need help on how to go about that. But it was so funny too, because I text you guys, and at the end of my workout, he ended up right next to me. I go, this is my chance.
Right.
This is my opportunity to ask him. But then again, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I should. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. I don't know.
It's tough.
I think inside the brain of a single man, if he is single, or even if he's not single, if a woman comes up to you and doesn't say, hey, like, I don't know, you spilt your drink or something, has an actual reason to come up to you and just wants to talk to you, he instantly thinks that you're interested in him.
That's true.
Because they're very breaking the societal norm, right? The guy is not usually being the one chased. He's usually the chaser. So I think it automatically comes off as you flirting with him even before you kind of get to the meat of the subject.
Here's what I'll say. It's a tricky road to traverse, but I am never one to say that there is not a window of opportunity, especially when it comes to, right? This could be the story.
Somebody else.
Huh? Yeah.
No. Somebody else.
What do you mean?
It's love, not for
somebody
Tina,
else.
though.
Yeah, not for Tina, but for her friend. Again, it could be the story that gets these two people together that have not yet met. She could be the bridge that is making something special happen. So I would never close the door on that. You just have to find a good way. May I pitch an idea?
Let's do it.
This is easy. This is easy.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you're putting yourself in Tina's shoes right now.
Yes. This is what I would do. Number one, before I ask you this, do your friend, I'm guessing she's an attractive young woman.
Yes.
She's single.
Yes.
Does she know what this guy looks like?
No.
Okay. I got you.
She knows. She knows that I don't know this guy.
You know her type.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at.
I feel like they would vibe. He also wore an FSU shirt, and she went to FSU.
Perfect.
So I'm like, okay, we have some
Sparks will fly.
something in common.
Here we go.
They both like
This
the
is
gym.
We're going to role play this. Is Tina going to be the guy, or am I going to be the guy?
You be the guy,
Okay,
TK,
yeah.
and I'll be Tina.
Yeah.
All right. So you're pumping. You're doing good over there. Good job. I'm gonna just as you're getting. Hey, excuse me.
What?
You went to FSU?
Look down and look at my shirt. Yeah, I did.
That's crazy. So hey, I'm Tina, by the way. What's your name?
I'm Kyle.
Nice to meet you, Kyle. You know what's crazy? So you went to FSU. You look like the kind of guy that one of my best friends, she's single, would date. So I took a picture of you, sent it to her, and she said she absolutely thinks you're a hunk. You're a cutie patootie. So would you happen to know Elizabeth from FSU? She graduated like 2015.
Last name?
Elizabeth Bonkers.
Elizabeth Bonkers.
Yeah.
What was the class?
Class of 2015. She studied journalism. She minored in business. Right now, she has a business actually out here of making tea kettles.
Oh, do you have a picture of her? Maybe I would recognize her.
Yeah, here it goes right here. Here's my friend right here, Elizabeth. She eBonkers26 on Instagram. See, take a look.
Okay,
Yeah.
I look at her. Wow, she's attractive.
Yeah.
No, I don't know her.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, we were at the same time, though.
Right. So it's funny. Again, I don't want to be a creep. I don't want this to come off as weird, but I think that you two should meet. She's single right now. I guess I didn't ask you, but are you available these days?
Yeah, I'm single.
That's nice. That's what's up. So would you mind if I, set something up, maybe gave you her number, you shoot her a text, vice versa? What makes you comfortable? Man?
Yeah, sure. As I scramble for my phone in my pocket.
All right,
yeah,
Kyle.
here's my number.
All right, Kyle. And I see you got 2 plates there on the bench, man. You're a pretty strong guy, huh, Kyle? Good job.
What can I say?
Yeah,
I
good
work
job,
at
Kyle.
F45.
Here, let me take that. Boom, 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 boom. We got Kyle's number. We send it to Elizabeth Bonkers. Not only did you set up a couple here that is going to flourish in Palm Beach County, you also didn't even realize it, but Kyle has a business making teacups. So his business making teacups, her business making tea kettles. Like the tea world just got better. You helped incite some love. This is perfect.
So that was amazing, by the way, by
Thank
both of you. So great.
I got seduced by Theo.
So
You're not supposed to get. I wasn't. You're supposed to. For the
I know.
girl.
I don't know. I was just hook, line, and sinker. I don't know.
It was for her. You're not supposed to. So this would not work then because the dude might get seduced by you, Tina.
maybe. So do I have to wait till he wears an FSU shirt to basically go up to him?
See,
that was your connection.
I know. That now it would have helped.
Can you manufacture one? But you don't want to start a relationship on a lie.
Do I maybe buy an FSU shirt and pretend I went there?
Ooh, but that's a connection between you and him. That's a dangerous road to travel. You're playing with fire.
Do I maybe just have my friend come to the gym?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the best thing to do. I didn't know it was possible. I
you
guess
hang out.
Always
You hang out right by his car.
Yeah.
Third floor of the parking garage.
Put a tracker on his
Yes.
Exactly. Air tag. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Start and
He's
leave.
an early bird like me, so
Is your friend an early bird? This might
I'm
not work
gonna
out.
make her.
Oh, nope.
Maybe
See?
just for this
Again,
time. Just
manufacturing
for
this relationship
Yeah.
on a lie. It's a
Yeah.
bad idea. Now she's expected to be at the gym at 6 a.m. every morning in order to keep on interacting.
It's
Not
not
going to
going to
work.
hold up. It's going to work out for a month. There's going to be a fling. It's going to be like a summertime fling. Perfect timing, by the way. Summertime fling, and then by the winter, they're going to go their separate way.
House of cards. Just one. You take one card out, it's gone.
Sorry, Elizabeth. Good luck with the kettles, though. I love green tea, peppermint tea, lemon tea. She doesn't do kettles, does she?
No.
Okay, I
no.
thought maybe
she's in the medical field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's talk about the NBA right quick. CCAT says he hates these awkward silences here on Theoretically Speaking, but I'm growing to love them even more.
Yeah, if you've been listening the past half hour, you saw me in the most uncomfortable state of all time. I had to break the silence twice in one segment, and I'm surprised I'm still behind the mic
It's
right
okay,
now.
man. You're doing a good job. We're going to have midday midterms here soon, but before we do, I do want to say I had an NBA take I had to get off, and it is not regarding the Warriors. From earlier, I told you, I said specifically The Golden State Warriors should be the favorite to come out of the West right now based on who they have and how they're playing. We'll see how the Rockets series plays out. I'm very high on the Warriors. But what team, which is in a 0-1 hole, is in most dire need of a Game 2 victory? I do not believe it is the Houston Rockets. I think the Warriors close that series out no matter what. I do not believe it is the Milwaukee Bucks. They likely get Damian Lillard back for Game 2 or 3, and they can go back home and try and finish the job. There is one series in the NBA that people are not probably giving enough credit to what happened in Game 1, but I am keyed in on. If the Los Angeles Lakers, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James, who had 19 points in their first game of the postseason, if they don't get Game 2 at home against this young, hungry, and fearless Minnesota Timberwolves team, in a revenge spot for Julius Randle, in a revenge spot for Anthony Edwards, who is taking it personally against Luka Doncic, if the Lakers don't find a way to even things up before they leave L.A., this series could be over with quick, fast, and in a hurry. When we made our playoff predictions on Friday, I said Timberwolves in 6.
You were confident in that one.
I was 100% confident, and that was the pick I feel best about, especially coming off of what happened in Game 1 as they routed the Lakers. Now, of course, they shot 21 for 42 from 3. So when you do that, you're not going to lose playoff games very often.
But how sustainable is that? Is that team built to repeat that shooting performance?
Not the shooting performance, but I think defensively, the way they strapped the Lakers, Austin Reeves looked very mundane. LeBron James never got off. Luka had 37, but they were able to survive that. Defensively, the Timberwolves are perfectly built to strap the Lakers in the ways in which they like to score. And offensively, they can pick their spots, and they're going to have one or two electric Anthony Edwards games, which they didn't get this time around. I believe he only had 22 points on 22 shots. The Timberwolves are the better team. They are underseeded, but they are the better team. And if they can leave L.A. with a 2-0 lead, we could be talking about breaking out the brooms, which is embarrassing for LeBron and Luka. I still think either way the Wolves win. I do think that this Game 2 is going to be imperative because if you're the Lakers, it's not a stain on your face or embarrassing to lose to this Timberwolves team that was just in the Western Conference Finals. It would be a glaring issue if J.J. Redick's first playoff series with two of maybe the top 20 talents to ever play in the NBA, Luka and LeBron on his roster, if they get swept. And I'm not saying that that's what, again, it's one game. This is overreactions on a Monday. If they don't get out of L.A. with a win, breaking out the brooms is not out of the question, and Anthony Edwards has something to say. I think he is very motivated to make his statement this round against that team with this level of eyes on him. Look.
Now let's time travel a little bit. We time travel 3 days from now.
Yeah.
Or whenever is the day after Game 2 of this series. If, theoretically speaking, if the Lakers are down 0-2 in the series, are they more likely to get swept or win the series?
More likely to get swept. The Timberwolves are better. The T-Wolves are the better team, and I think Rudy Gobert can pick his spots offensively to be able to get some stuff like around the rim and harass them on the offensive boards. I think Jaden McDaniels is never going to have another shooting game like that, but again, Ant Edwards is going to drop 40 in at least one or two of these games this series. They don't have an answer for him. There's nobody there that can stop him. I don't think the Lakers have as many points of adjustment as they will maybe next year when they're able to build this roster a little stronger around Luka and LeBron. They're susceptible to get swept, and nobody else is talking about it. But damn it, that's my role today, and I'm letting y'all know that here. As I called the T-Wolves winning this thing in 6, if the Lakers don't get out with a win in Game 2, I'll probably be calling the sweep. Last call on the other side. Are we howling with the Wolf?
Timberwolves, come on now.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what my boy Cam pulling up?
Use all the resources available to us. If we've got a Howling with the Wolf sound, I'm going to play Howling with the Wolf.
Big Ant, it's time. Make your statement. Break out the brooms. I will do a parade in this damn studio if he gets it done. Last call on the other side. That's Tina, that's C-Cat. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
St. Lucie Mets baseball is back at Clover Park. April's jam-packed with exciting action at the ballpark. There's something for everybody. There's Silver Sluggers Club on Tuesdays. They got $2 night on Thursdays with $2 beers, hot dogs, soda, and popcorn. Every Friday is Vets at the Mets, where veterans and active military get into the ballpark for free. And don't miss the best fireworks show on the Treasure Coast after all 3 Saturday games in April. Visit stluciemets.com to get those tickets today. That's stluciemets.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
F1 is almost here. F1 season is upon us. F1 Miami is around the corner, and if you went last year like me, I'm sure you are excited as can be. Your general admission ticket to the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix is here. So don't miss out, right? You want to be able to cruise the campus. You want to explore the circuit. You want to experience F1 in Miami like never before. All right? For less than $150 a day, you can secure your campus pass, and you can get those tickets, which are going fast, right? You enjoy thrilling activities. You got live entertainment. Kick it with the influencers. Make some content yourself out there. It's a great time. Plus, you get to watch the races up close and personal. Visit F1MiamiGP.com to explore ticket options and secure your spot at the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. The race, that's an experience. Now, quickly, a little something on the grandstands here, right? All right. Formula One's going to be in Miami May 2nd through the 4th. For the first time ever, one-day grandstand tickets are available. So they start at just $65. Very flexible for your budget, and also it can be riveting for your weekend. Grab a 3-day grandstand ticket, and you can catch almost all of the moments on the track all weekend long, and you can choose your perfect vantage point again. For the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, there's only one place to get those tickets. It's F1MiamiGP.com. Tap in, baby. Last call season. Tina, you got our last call today?
Yes, I do.
What's it?
And if Seacat doesn't get this, he gets to sit in awkward silence.
Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. 2 words from WrestleMania this weekend.
Eat it.
I believe in.
My team.
Okay, that was a horrible
I don't
rhythm.
know it. I don't know
Randy
it.
Orton.
I believe in Joe
Hendry.
Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Oh, the guy, the song.
Exactly. We sung his song
We sung
on
the song.
this show
Yeah. Well, the
about
song
a year ago
stinks.
from today.
The song's not good. It's not a good song.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, it's a bad song. You know, the song is better than the Orlando Magic song. We might not hear it because they might not win against the Celtics. Orlando Magic. Or
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a